Welcome back, everyone. Okay, here is another TIFF movie we want to tell you about. The Canadian film Riceboy Sleeps will have its world premiere at the festival this Sunday.
The movie takes place in the 1990s and centers on a South Korean mother and son struggling with their new life in Canada. It's a really beautiful film about displacement, tragedy, and love, and it will absolutely get you in your feelings. Take a look.
말했잖아, 마이크 조던.
안 돼, 다른 거 골라.
다른 거 싫어, 마이크 조던 할래.
그래, 그러면 마이크 킴해. 뭐 하면 조던 킴 하던가. 근데
싫어, 마이크 조던 한다고. 마이크 조던.
그만! 마이크 조던 안 돼, 알겠어? 두 번 다시 얘기 안 한다. 그러니까 빨리 다른 이름 골라.
Joining us now are the film's writer, director, and stars, Anthony Shim and Yoon. Welcome to the show.
Wow. So, Anthony, this is your second feature film. However, it is your first to be premiering here at TIFF. What does that mean to you to have Riceboy Sleeps premiere here?
It's great. I mean, whenever, one makes a film, you hope people will care once it's done, and it's not always guaranteed that that's the case. So to be here at TIFF and then to be a part of the platform section, it's an honor, and I'm certainly not taking it for granted.
Well, it's so well-deserved. The film is captivating. It's relatable, even though it's a very specific immigrant story. And you play the role of this mother just so beautifully, and the love for your son is just like, I cried throughout most of the movie. It was so, I'm just thinking about it right now, but it's a beautiful, also uplifting story. What drew you to this role?
Because 소영, which is the name of my role, 소영 is so strong.
Yeah.
I mean, not only as a mom, but the strongness of woman, because she made her own choices for her life. So that makes me really, take this job.
As Cynthia is saying, that there's some scenes in the film that are very, very difficult to watch as the mother and son are dealing with cultural challenges, out-and-out racism in many cases, while navigating life in this predominantly white town. So, Anthony, you wrote this, and so where did you draw these experiences from? I know you grew up on Vancouver Island, but where did these stories come from?
The specific events and the
Or
plot.
inspiration, perhaps,
right.
yeah.
Well, I mean, pretty much all of it is inspired by real events and experiences that occurred to me or close friends and family of ours. Like you said, we did grow up on Vancouver Island in the early 90s, and this was a time. It's not like today. There were people that we knew that had never heard of the country Korea, which seems, insane now because there's Korea everywhere.
Yeah.
So growing up at a time like that, it was a really unique experience. And so there were all these things that had happened to me, and as I got older and I would talk about these events and stories to other people, and people, thought they were interesting, and I thought, I know there are other people who experience similar challenges, but I didn't feel that I had ever seen anything, whether it be a film or a TV show, that I felt like, ooh, yeah, like that captures what my upbringing was like, exactly. So that was the goal, and I try to be as honest and truthful as I could in everything that I was drawing from.
I mean, it really is a story of a single mom coming and loving her son, and your son is experiencing this displacement and sort of feeling othered. And then as we take the time through the story, the son gets older and he becomes a teenager, and then it's really about this search and this journey for connection to his past and connection to his culture and his father. You also lost your father. Was that part of talk about the way in which maybe that changed you and influenced this story?
I mean, losing my father was the worst and the greatest thing that ever happened to me, in that, as I think as many teenagers do, and many Asian young men do, have difficult relationships with their fathers. And it was after he was sick that I think we spent the last little while that we did spend together. It was the greatest, and it really changed the way I had viewed my own father, the idea of parenting. And after he passed, it really made me want to dig and look deeper into my own past and my own upbringing, and how my father got to become who he was and how I got to be here. And, you know, it brought my mom and I closer. And the time I started to go back to Korea more often and speak with the relatives and family that were still around, and just made me more curious and appreciative of my own culture and history. And it's everything. And that was really the genesis of this movie.
And we can feel all of that infused in the film. And Yoon, you are the foundation of this film. You play the strong, resilient, proud Korean woman. And it's being recognized. Your performance is being recognized. You have been chosen as a TIFF Rising Star on top of everything, which is amazing. So what has it been like taking on this role, being here for the film? What is this experience like for you?
It's just wow. Like, it's so grateful to me. And this is my very first audition. And
Really? Ever?
Yeah.
yes. This film just invited to most biggest film festival over the world, and this is very special to me. And also to be a rising star, it's really one and only chance for this moment, because such a famous star like Meryl Streep, she cannot get a rising star now.
True.
This is true, yes.
True.
Yes.
It's risen. She's risen.
Great point, great point.
So I'm so grateful and thanks for so happy.
Yes.
So Yoon's a
Dancer.
ballerina and a dancer,
Dancer.
and so she was recommended to me by our Korean casting director because I was having a very difficult time finding the right person for this role. And you know, she said she's never acted before, but she's just got that it factor. Sent me the tape, and I watched it, and I thought, she's right. You know, this person's perfect. And
She really
you know,
is.
throughout the whole shooting, it was just so effortless and easy. You know, there was never a moment where we felt like, oh, this is, you know, like this. Sometimes it can be hard being an actor, and sometimes things don't click, but I felt like, yeah, just every day, it was just a joy to watch this character just become a real person in front of my eyes.
Well, I'm so glad that both of you are here. Congratulations, really, for everything, both of you. And we want to remind everybody, the film is called Riceboy Sleeps. There are several screenings happening at TIFF, so check it out if you are able to and you are here in Toronto. Thank you again, and what a beautiful segue. Thank you.
Hey there! Wasn't that great? Do you know where you can find some equally good content? Our YouTube page. It's filled with discussions, debates, and some laughs. Head there now, like and subscribe.